Alright people, this is Brad the Lad back again with another video. Hopefully you are all well, and today it is Wednesday, Phil Neville show day, and wow, it's the final Phil Neville show before I turn 18 on Saturday. I keep banging on about it to like everybody, because I'm so excited for it. Now, we've got a few topics here today. We haven't exactly filled the whole page. I find a lot to fill the whole page usually. So we've obviously got Manchester City banned from the Champions League, down to breaching fair play rules. Atletico Madrid and Dortmund get off to a firing start in the first legs of the knockout stages of the Champions League. The top four race will be interesting. Mino Raiola and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have had a bit of a heated moment this week. Obviously, Raiola has been making comments on Twitter, or it might have been his Instagram, I'm not too sure. And Blackpool sacked Simon Grayson, and also Portsmouth have reached the EFL Trophy final. Now, I'm just going to go and get the blue bag again, because we're going to decide who Phil is going to train for this week. Because last week's decider was Hull City versus Swansea City, and that ended in a sensational Valentine's Day 4-4 draw. So you could see that both teams were quite desperate to get Phil for their team today. So we're going to go in the blue bag. We're going to have a mix. My room looks a bit of a tip now, because I had to drag my bag and a couple of my other things down as well. So I'm going to go into the bag. I've got a team out. And that team is going to be Cardiff City. Wow. So we've got Cardiff City is the first Welsh team that Phil is going to train for. It's a bit weird that, because Swansea were supposed to be in the decider and they didn't win, and Cardiff get him. So congratulations to Cardiff City. Phil will train for you guys later on. I think he'll be wearing a red kit. It's a blue. It would be a blue kit now, wouldn't it, if Phil was still in FIFA? But yeah, so Cardiff City are the team that Phil is going to train for later on, for episode 37, I think it is. Wow, incredible. So let's get into the show. So Manchester City have been banned from the Champions League. Now, I don't know exactly what the fair play rules are, but what I've heard is some guy has hacked into emails and has actually exposed Manchester City of this. And, people say, you've bought the title, the last two Premier League titles, in 2018 and 2019. People say that City have cheated with the players that they bought. Obviously, Bernardo Silva being one of them, Leroy Sané, Raheem Sterling was there at the Pellegrini era, so we can't say Sterling. Benjamin Mendy as well, Aymeric Laporte, Kyle Walker, maybe. I'm not too sure which, how they've done it, but the fact is that they have done it. And this guy's managed to expose them. And Arsene Wenger, who works for FIFA now, has said, City deserve it if they've been breaching rules. Klopp and Mourinho have sympathy for City when Guardiola. They play tonight in Manchester City, but yeah, they're going to have an appeal for this. And if it is, obviously if this ban is overturned, I'm not too sure. City will still be in the competition this season, but next season and the season after, that's unless the appeal is overturned, then it will be who finishes fifth will get into the Champions League, rather than City, who are probably going to finish second. So yeah, I think that's quite good for the league. Maybe City fans will have their say on it, but maybe it gives a chance for an underdog team to come in there, and it gives teams like Arsenal and Manchester United some hope going into the rest of the season. United now are level on points to the top four after beating Chelsea on Monday night, which we'll get onto later. But yeah, a really, really big news across England at the moment, and I think it'll give a lot of teams hope, and I think there'll be a lot of teams competing for those two places, fourth and fifth. Right then, so that's City out of the way. Would the glory days be over? I'm not too sure. Could that be the end? Pep Guardiola intends to stay at the club. What about the players? Or what about your De Bruyne? What about Leroy Sané? I don't know. Would they want to stay at the club? I'm not too sure. We'll find out what happens in the next few days. Atletico Madrid and Dortmund get off to a flying start. Atletico Madrid gave Liverpool a rare defeat last night. A 1-0 win for Atletico. A goal scored in the 5th minute by Saul Jimenez, I think his name is. And big win for Atletico, but I think Liverpool will come back, in the second leg. Atletico, obviously, very good at parking the bus and stuff like that. And, good management from Diego Simeone, who's been at the club a long time. So yeah, I think it's a big win for Atletico, but I think Liverpool will come back. Klopp is certain of that. The players are certain of that as well. And Borussia Dortmund beating Paris Saint-Germain 2-1. Wow. Haaland is an absolute sensational player. He is. I was trying to think of the words to say. He is absolutely dynamite. The second goal he scored was absolutely brilliant. The way that it nuzzled into the net was sensational. I was just showing my brother this morning. He was absolutely gobsmacked. So yeah, really, really good goal from Haaland. Really impressive performance. And I'm actually going to back Borussia Dortmund to win the Champions League this season. Might sound a bit stupid to some people, but I'm going to back Dortmund. They've got a lot of talent in the side. I'm going to back them to go on to win it. Into the next part, guys, about the top 4 race.